Hey my lovelies, my name is Leckakay and welcome to the Markiplier calendar video. So I've had this calendar for a little while and I just haven't put it up because I haven't found the space or time to do it, but I have looked through the photos and have admired them and thought that you guys would enjoy it as well because it was for a charity event that Markiplier did a Tasteful Nudes calendar and he hand-signed signatures on every single one, and I have one of those copies which I'm super duper proud of, but I want you guys to be able to see his Tasteful Nudes and tell me what you think of them as well, while I also give you my opinion. So this is the front of our Markiplier calendar, and as you can see right here in beautiful pink marker is a signature that says Marky. And Chica's going after him with a towel, so this is the kind of content you guys are going to be seeing. If you don't want to watch this video, click away now, because it's not going to get any better. Alright, so the first of the month is essentially the exact same thing. So it's that, but without the signature on it. I think this is freaking adorable. I like the fact that he incorporated Chica, because she's such a big part of his life, in the picture. And he's doing the, like, uh-oh, baby picture on sunscreen. I don't remember what brand that is, but there's a little girl on sunscreen who is getting her butt flap or whatever in her pajamas taken off by a puppers, and that's pretty much what he's recreating here. But you can see his, like, ab definition and stuff. He's looking pretty good. And that was for the month of July. His August picture is him with his diamond play button in the galaxy. So, of course, we all know that Mark loves space. I love space. So the fact that he's done this galaxy look, I think is freaking amazing. I love the colors. The diamond play button is what's tastefully covering his meat and potatoes. And it's just really cool. I like the red hair. It reminds me of when Markiplier used to have red hair, blue hair, all the different hair, pink hair, and I think he looked really good with it, so I think it'd be cool if he got a little bit of red back in his hair, maybe like frosted it red or did something, but I mean, he also looks amazing with his black hair. I just thought that the color kind of matched his personality because he's so outgoing as a person anyway, that kind of outward expression of who he is just made sense rather than his natural hair color. Now this is for September, and I would argue that this would be something that you would have in October, but you'll see the October one here in a second. Now, this is probably the cheesiest picture because the only thing that's covering up Mark's southern region down here is this very conveniently placed corn on the cob, and I don't know if he made it extremely long to try and compensate for something, or if it's just happens to be a regular corn on the cob and we just have no idea exactly how big or small or whatever is happening down there. I like to think that it's just covering up quite a bit, and it's just funny how it's placed. And of course the axe murderer in the background, he just has his everything kind of covered up by his chainsaw with all his blood from his other victims, probably Wilford Warfstache, to be perfectly honest. Now this is October, and this is an amazing picture, and it is my favorite of all of Markiplier's pictures, because it's him, and of course Darkiplier, and the only thing that's covering them is his hand, where his hand is placed over the cane, and of course the little bits of bushes because they're paralleled on each side. But this is so beautiful. Just the look on his face is very stoic, and it has a lot of expression in it that I think really carries across with the rest of the tone of this image, because it's supposed to be dark and kind of brooding and serious. And I think it's a really good shot of his body. It's very flattering. He has extremely nice, like, cut chest. Let me put it in closer so you guys can super see. Yeah, he is, like, toned. And then there's a little birdie right here, kind of for no reason other than to be a freaky bird, but, like, oh, he looks hella fine, not gonna lie. He looks really good. That is my favorite picture in the entire thing. Now this one made me snort when I first saw it. It still makes me laugh because it's so over the top. This is for November, and it's Markiplier by the Fire, but Matrix edition, because obviously he's inviting you in and wants you to come over for some wine and time by the fire. And the only thing covering him is said wine bucket to go on a date with Markiplier. And the picture in the top is the exact picture down below, and I think that's freaking hilarious because then, of course, the next one would be the next one, etc., etc., and it would become a continuous and infinite loop. But he's just like, hey, this is how a date with Markiplier should have really ended. That's just what I imagine him saying when when he's doing this pose. But he still looks hella good with all those like muscles and stuff. I know he was working really hard to have his body be prepared for the Tasteful Nudes calendar, and I think that is just really, really cool. This one, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about this one. So this is for December, and obviously he has killed, Wolf of Warfstache has killed the Markiplier that was trying to go on a date with us in November, mounted him and put him on the wall, and he is blowing off the tip of his gun like he has just killed something and put it in the oven to eat when it's done braising for Christmas Day. And it looks good. The suspenders are kind of funny because, of course, he doesn't have any pants on. There's no reason for him to have suspenders, but it's part of the Warfstache character. But the thing that I don't understand about this image is his foot. Like, look at the way it's coming out. So his knee looks kind of weird here because the way it's coming out, it just looks like a weird nubbin. And then when it goes across, it looks like his foot is broken to me. I know he just has his foot over his other leg, but the way that he crossed his leg and positioned his foot in the photographer, the way that the photographer was as well, he didn't turn his body enough, so it didn't show off enough of his other leg to make it not look like a nubbin, and then he didn't straighten his foot so that it would look more normal, because with the way it looks now, it looks like he has a broken, weird ankle. That's my opinion on it, but you guys can tell me what you think, but I think he looks really broken as Warfstache in that photo. The other ones I really like, but yeah, that one I think is kind of crazy. This is January. Of course, if you're going to have a snowball fight, I highly recommend that you don't do it naked because hypothermia is definitely a thing, same with frostbite and numbness. However, Markiplier doesn't care about any of that, obviously, and he went outside and did wrap up in mittens and a hat because that will keep frostbite away from every other bit of your body, in case any of you were wondering. If you ever want to go in a snowball fight naked, you just have to have a hat and gloves on, and you'll be totally fine. It's cool that the way he's censoring himself in this one is just with his leg, so he doesn't have to have any extra prop like a snowball conveniently being thrown at the lower area of his body so that you can't see anything. It's just the way that he's positioned, and I think it's just really cute. I think that's a cute picture, and it fits for the month of January because it's winter. This is freaking adorable, and this was on his page during the campaign. This is for February, Valentine's Day. Guys, look at that Cupid. If Cupid really looked like that, I would be going after Cupid hella hard because he looks freaking fine. And again, he has his leg covering himself, but the way that he did it in this one, his leg is extended. This one as well, the leg is extended, so you can see the length and definition of both of his legs, rather than the way he was sitting with Wilford Warfstache in December, a couple of pictures ago. And it's just extremely flattering. His face is amazing, because he's like, oh, I see somebody that's gonna fall in love. Probably the main character and all the women from Hooney Pop, he's gonna blast in the butts that they'll fall in love with him, because that main character is a loser and none of those girls should have gone after him, but that's a different story. I just love it. This is a super fun, super awesome image, and I think he nailed the month of February. Super awesome. Plus, some of the hearts, or some of the clouds are hearts, and I think that's just really cute, and he's in a beautiful little petal blizzard of roses. Now, shut up, nurse, is what this one is, because it's sexy Dr. Iplier, or Iplier, sexy Dr. Iplier, and he's just being covered by his heartbeat, which happens to be a Markiplier symbol, while the nurse is in the background going, "Oh no, I forgot my robes at home. I hope Dr. Iplier doesn't mind. I'm walking around the hospital so naked." I don't know why she sounds like that, but that's what the nurse sounds like. She's trying to win the affections of the doctor, which clearly are working, because the doctor has now undressed himself and opened himself up with his robe to probably woo the now naked nurse. So I can only imagine that there's going to be some sassy lovemaking going on here in the hospital room after this picture was taken between those two characters. And it's, oh god, it's just a really good picture of Mark, too, with the Dr. Iplier one, because obviously the nurse, he's just being funny, but his doctor picture is just very flattering and looks really, really good. And the look on his face is very warm and inviting as well, so it looks like he actually cares about you. It's a sensual look, which is perfect. This is freaking hilarious. So for April, probably for April Fools, he is the king of the squirrels, as he always has been and always will be. And he has a beard of peanut butter, which I think is fabulous. And of course he has two squirrel squires, or whatever it is that they are, his minions, going on with him, with his cape and whatnot. This one, the way that they covered him is like really, really obvious and not done, in my opinion, I think super well. I think everything else about the picture is awesome, but they placed a leaf like right there and then just darkened everything else. It would have been much cooler if, instead of having a leaf there, because it just looks very fake and added in, which you can tell it's very fake and just added in, if they're going with the whole dark thing, just go dark. That way people can try and imagine and be like, oh, what's going on in there? But you can't actually see anything. You can't see an outline, you can't see a silhouette, you can't see anything, because it's gone completely dark as you go down the gradient, down his abs and lower. I think that would look cooler than, and just better than having a very obvious fake leaf in front of him. But otherwise, I think this is super duper adorable, and a very funny photo. Oh, I'm sorry, he has 3 squirrel minions at his disposal for the month of April. Now this one, I didn't understand a lot, but it's like he's trying to investigate how an earthquake just hit Japan and has knocked over the Nintendo building and destroyed all the Pokemon plushies within it, and he's like, oh no! Not that he likes Pokemon, I'm pretty sure he's apathetic and or does not like Pokemon. But anyway, works at a news station, so he has to go report it regardless because his boss told him to. So Jim Nudes had to go drive the van, go out here, and when they were there, they didn't expect the earthquake to continue, and the earthquake continued to rumble the earth, and they felt an aftershock. And that's why he's on the ground screaming like, oh, I didn't expect to be knocked over by an aftershock wave. And this guy's like, oh my god, I almost dropped the camera because I wasn't expecting an aftershock. And this is the picture that they snapped when that was happening. That's my story for explaining what's happening in this picture. If you guys have a better story, let me know, because that's pretty much the only way I can justify and create a narrative for that picture. Otherwise, I have no idea what's going on with that. And this is my birthday month. This is the month of June. This one's cool. He's like a summer skater dude, bro. He has, remember when I was saying that at least the snowball wasn't thrown and conveniently thrown at the same area where he is? This is exactly one of those pictures, because the frisbee is being thrown very conveniently over Markiplier, which, I mean, fits the whole, like, summer theme that he has going on. But him holding his skateboard, covering himself in the back, that makes a lot of sense. And I think it just looks really, really good with the color scheme, but I don't like the very obvious frisbee. I think they could have done it a little more tastefully or naturally some way, like how they have the other Mark in the background covering himself by holding the skateboard. But this is the close-up of that one, in case you guys wanted to take a good look at it. Pause the video and see what's going on with that. And that's going to be the end of our Markiplier Tasteful Nudes calendar. I had a really, really good time going through that with you guys because I love Markiplier and I love his calendar. I'm very happy that I purchased this and that it went towards charity. I freaking love Mark, and his channel has helped me through so much. I'm going to do a life lessons with Leckakay on that one day. And he's just freaking awesome. He's one of my idols. He's somebody that is a role model to me that I aspire to. And this calendar just is wonderful. He did it for 20 million subscribers, and I think it's amazing. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing a Tasteful Nudes calendar as well, but it would have to be for a big milestone. Not 20 million, because God knows that's never going to happen. But maybe like 1 million subscribers. I think that would be a good milestone. But I want to do a Draw My Life at 1 million subscribers, so 5 million. There we go. I think that's a good number. So at 1 million, I'm going to do a Draw My Life, and then if I ever hit 5 million subscribers, then I will do a Tasteful Nudes calendar for charity for you guys. And that's what I'm going to decide to do, because I really, 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 really want to do a Draw My Life animated and create that for you guys when I hit 1 million subscribers. I think that would be super cool to do. But that's going to be it for today's episodes. If you guys enjoyed this, then please remember to drop a like down below and hit the bell button so that you get notified when the next videos come out. That's next to the subscribe button, if you guys didn't know. And without taking up any more of y'all's time, I'll go ahead and let you beautiful people go. Goodbye, my lovelies.
3, 2, 1, go!